Now on Coast TV News.
New traffic light construction, the delays you should know about while driving on Coastal Highway.
Cars in Lewis, why the city is debating whether a traffic study is needed for the Overfall Preserve development.
We're going to have some showers arriving in our neck of the woods pretty soon. I'll show you what I'm tracking coming up.
A presidential library coming to Delaware, what locals in Rehoboth have to say.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
A look from above at an intersection that will soon have a new light. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with road work that's expected to kick off this week on Route 1.
On your screen now is what Holland Glade Road and Coastal Highway looks like at the moment. Just a crosswalk, no traffic light, but that is going to change. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, work on that light was supposed to start today.
Maddie, as we look out onto Coastal Highway, you can see how merging onto a busy coastal highway could be difficult, and that's why a light here could make that easier. This area on your screen right now it's a crosswalk and people are going to head across. Deldot wants to build a traffic light right here on your screen and new turning lanes. Although work was expected to start today, that has now been pushed back to later this week. And Coast TV spoke to some Rehoboth locals today who understand why this work is important, but they're not excited about the headaches it could bring. Driving on Coastal Highway. Car horns and brake lights are what many of us are accustomed to while traveling on Route 1. That's why Rehoboth local Roger Clary says he can see both sides when it comes to adding a new light.
Today it's manageable, but at lunchtime this would be solid red, and I can't imagine. I mean, I appreciate another light to get the side streets moving, but I can't imagine what another light's going to be for Route 1.
Deldot is scheduled to start construction work this week here at the intersection of Holland Glade Road and Coastal Highway as they add the new traffic light and new turn lanes. Wait. In speaking with someone off camera who used this crosswalk today, they think it will be safer when the traffic light is fully complete. They say drivers will respect the light more than this crosswalk now. Clary says since we are now past Labor Day, it's a good time to get work like this started.
As long as they can get everything done that they need done before the next spring break.
For now, drivers should get used to these orange cones, but once this project is completed, it will be green, yellow, and red lights directing the traffic. Right now, Deldot says they expect work to be completed here on Holland Glade Road and Coastal Highway by Thanksgiving of this year. Live on Coastal Highway in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Brandon. And this brings us right into our poll. And guess what? We're talking about these lights here. We want to know your thoughts on stoplights on Route 1.
Well, 61% say they are poorly timed. 19% say they have too many, really. 5% say not enough, and 15% say we need a new highway, just altogether.
Just more space to drive,
all
or
of it.
Whatever it might be. If you haven't voted yet, if you want to leave us a comment, you can do that at coasttv.com or use our mobile app.
And just a few miles north from where that story is, Deldot is working on fixing parts of the 5 Points area. Full construction is expected to begin in early 2026. It's $11 million, over 2 miles in the area, 3 years. It'll take to complete all 11 phases. Now, the key detours include a 35-day closure of Old Orchard Road and a 310-day closure of northbound West Coast Road for roundabout work. Now, once finished, the project will realign Old Orchard Road and create a new 4-way intersection.
The Overfall Preserve project is a proposed 90 townhome development on Savannah Road in Lewis. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewis. Emma, the city is talking about the traffic impact, hot topic today, of this development.
Charlie, behind me is the land where those 90 townhouses would go. This development has been a debate in this community for years now, and tonight the Lewis City Council is talking about whether a traffic impact study should be a requirement for this project's approval. Back in April, the project got preliminary site approval from the Lewis City Council, but that approval came with a list of conditions. If it gets final approval, Overfall Preserve is set to share an already existing entrance at Dutchman's Harvest and the lodge at Historic Lewis. Some locals we spoke with say a traffic study should be required since they already see congestion in the area.
More research is probably beneficial, especially if people aren't local to Lewis and aren't driving on these roads, making these decisions. So it's definitely, I think a study is definitely useful.
According to Deldot, even if a traffic study were done, it would not address the larger safety and congestion issues on Savannah Road. They say a larger area-wide study would be needed to look at those broader concerns. Reporting live here in Lewis, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
And now let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Dover. It's been a nice, kind of like a beginning of fall, crisp day out. So let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, and see if that's going to maintain.
Well, right now we're going to maintain a good deal of the sunshine. We're actually a little bit warmer today than we were yesterday. So we're starting to trend a little bit warmer because we were kind of chilly last night. But here's where we stand right now in Lewis. Irish Eyes camera, we're at 72 degrees, dew point temperature of 58. Now, we are expecting for it to continue to stay clear and cooperative. We're holding at 73 degrees in Milton. It's 72 right now in Georgetown as well as Millsboro. It's 70 degrees in Delmar, Gumboro, as well as Dagsboro and in Ocean City. The winds are going to be our big story, and that's actually changed a bit dramatically for us because the winds right now are coming out of the northeast at about 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts for us at Indian River Inlet. But we have a newly issued small craft advisory that's now active for Cambridge and on the other side of the Delmarva Peninsula. Now, for us right here over towards Ocean City and Ocean Pines, a small craft advisory has been initiated until Wednesday. Now, this is talking about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and this is for Ocean City as well as all the way down from Lewis all the way down to Ocean City, down to Chincoteague. Now, in addition to that, we have a newly issued concern for beach hazard statement for Accomack, Worcester, for Ocean City, West Ocean City, Cape Isle of Wight. Now, this is talking about a concern for rip currents and possible beach erosion. The winds are really going to pick up momentum over the next couple of days significantly. We are also concerned about rip currents that was just issued for us that will stay in effect and be a concern until 8 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday for Fenwick Island, South Bethany, Ocean View. But not just there. It's also now a big concern for us with the Lewis Beach, Rehoboth Beach down towards Dewey Beach. This is going to be a concern for us actually as we go throughout a good portion of tomorrow, going into tomorrow evening. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about that and the chances of rain that will develop for us by mid-portions of the work week. But until then, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Former President Joe Biden plans to build his presidential library in the first state. And according to the Associated Press, Biden has asked former aides, friends, and political allies to begin fundraising and searching for a new site. The reveal, and this reveals, has Delawareans wondering where maybe it could potentially go. Wilmington, obviously where he lives, or maybe Rehoboth Beach, where the Bidens have a beach house. We spoke to locals in Rehoboth to get their thoughts.
Well, it's a great idea to put his collection of writings and all the materials that are available in one place. I think it's great. I do think it should be perhaps up in the Wilmington area where gives a greater number of people access to see the materials, to study all the good works he's done, and to review it. It's easier travel.
The Joe and Jill Biden Foundation recently approved a 13-member board to guide the project. That was an AP News report. President Trump has been changing the government and making moves on large cities at a breathtaking speed, even starting an immigration crackdown this weekend in Massachusetts. Now, a new AP poll shows that not all Americans are on board with the actions, but today, Julie Sirkin shows us the president shifts his focus to the country's spiritual side.
Today, President Trump making his way to the Museum of the Bible, meeting with the White House Religious Liberty Commission, and announcing his America Prays initiative.
We have to bring back religion in America, bring it back stronger than ever before as our country grows stronger and stronger. Our country is now the hottest nation anywhere in the world.
His visit coming as a new NBC News poll shows his overall approval rating eroding to 43% on two key issues. And Americans are concerned about the economy. Only 39% support his handling of inflation and the cost of living. On immigration, the president's scoring slightly higher, as he threatens to send the National Guard to Chicago and other cities. Over the weekend, posting this AI-generated meme with the phrase, Chicapolis now, with a caption reading, I love the smell of deportations in the morning, and Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War.
We'd love to go into Chicago and straighten it out.
The president's warning met with protests. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker responding, quote, the president of the United States is threatening to go to war with an American city. This is not normal. The White House border czar vowing more operations.
Absolutely. You can expect action in most sanctuary cities across the country.
That promise loudly denounced.
These are my neighbors they're after. We have to take care of each other. This is illegal. This is unlawful. This is racist.
Less than 8 months into President Trump's second term, Americans weighing in on his aggressive agenda. And after the man in charge of the nation's health, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a vaccine skeptic, was grilled here on Capitol Hill last week, a new NBC News poll actually finds that a majority of Americans support access to vaccines. In Washington, Julie Sirkin, NBC News.
Snakes? They're showing up in Maryland. What kind they are and how dangerous?
Snakes, sorry. And we're expecting wet weather on Wednesday. A view of your hump day preview coming right up.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
According to the Maryland Department of Transportation, more than $12.9 million in federal highway safety grants will be awarded to 96 organizations on October 1st. Some recipients include police departments in Cambridge, which will receive about $2,999, Berlin with $8,000, and Ocean City with about $72,999. The funds are based on crash data and may be used for traffic safety initiatives.
Tidal Health is hosting a number of drive-through flu shot clinics, one of which will be at Purdue Stadium in Salisbury. Anyone 8 and up is welcome to come Friday, September 26th from 8 to 6. They're free, but if you're under 18, though, you have to bring a guardian to sign your consent. High-dose senior flu shots, though, they will not be offered.
Well, looks like Mother Nature is going to be offering some showers on Wednesday. We'll talk about that wet weather just before we go into the mid and latter parts of the work week. All that coming up next. Lots of clear skies for today. We are expecting more in the way of cloud cover and moisture tomorrow. And most importantly, the big switcheroo is going to be the amount of wind. And the rip currents are becoming a little bit of a problem as well. We'll go over all that in just a moment. Ocean City, currently, we're looking at mainly clear skies, 70 degrees right now. A mild feel, still very fall-like feel outside. Now, we will settle into the mid-60s as early as 9 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. Now, as you take a look at the temperatures right now, we're in the 70s throughout inland areas. We're in the 60s for the beach locations. So we're at 75 degrees, for example, in Redmond. We're at 73 in places like Laurel, Seaford, Bridgeville, Harrington, as well as Milford. The cloud cover staying limited for right now, but we do have some advisories we want to pass along to you. First of all, for us at the Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, we actually have a rip current statement that's active. We're concerned about active rip currents at this point in all those beaches. Now, this goes along the coast all the way down from South Bethany to Fenwick Island. This is going to be a concern until Tuesday evening at about 8 o'clock. Dangerous rip currents pulling you out deeper. And we have that same concern with the possibility of beach erosion for us in Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. Now, this is also accompanying a big-time concern for small craft advisory that's in effect for the entire coastal region, bracing for 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, overnight, we're going to stay clear, and the winds aren't necessarily going to be all that active, but temperatures will slip into the 60s. When we go into the wind gusts, for example, right now we're at about max 21-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But take a look at as early as noon tomorrow. We're looking at 31-mile-per-hour wind gusts, Ocean City, Bethany Beach, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts, Rehoboth. Now, that also ups it a little bit more to 36 by 5:30. So between lunchtime and dinner time tomorrow, the winds really kick it up in intensity and will stay that way until the late night hours. Now, for along the coast, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s, but look at these winds out of the northeast between 22 to 26 miles per hour for just about everybody. This is just the concern for us. It's going to be extremely breezy for tomorrow. Then as we go into Wednesday, that's when we watch out for a chance of rain. We'll see a touch of it early in the morning there, Rehoboth and Dewey Beach, a sprinkle or two. Then it subsides by mid-morning. Then as we go throughout the afternoon and evening, we brace for another chance of scattered showers because a high low pressure system will be off the coast with high pressure on the other side. Now the clockwise rotation here and the counterclockwise rotation here, that's going to combine here and come together, pulling all that down over our neck of the woods. So we're looking at the back edge of this low. That's going to bring a chance of a sprinkle our way. So you take a look at breezy conditions for us in Chincoteague and Assateague for Tuesday. Going to be breezy in Fenwick Island, temperatures in the 70s, and then we're looking for rain to kick in for Wednesday for us in Lewis. Now, one quick note for Saturday. Want to remind you about the Walk for Prostate Cancer, which will kick off 8 o'clock pre-registration, 9 o'clock program, 10 o'clock. That's when the walk begins. And we'll have a cookout afterwards. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
Thank you, Paul. The Delaware State Police have identified the victim of a deadly crash in Blades. Police say 58-year-old Pernell Collins died after his truck crossed into oncoming traffic and collided with 2 other cars. DSP reported the crash happened around 11 p.m. on September 6th on Seaford Road. Troopers said they attempted to stop a Chevy Silverado for a registration violation when it sped north and crashed into 2 other cars. Investigators mentioned that Collins was not wearing a seatbelt and was pronounced dead at the scene. The season is on and the flock is flying on 100.9% classic country from the first snap to the final whistle. Hear Baltimore Ravens games right here on Delmarva, every drive, every touchdown, all season long. 100.9% classic country, your home for Ravens football.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 5:15, it's a live broadcast of Delaware Girls High School Volleyball when Cape hosts Delmarva Christian Academy. Then at 10:30, you can catch the final score.
Along with that match, a full slate of high school field hockey that you can watch on DSM+. All at 4 p.m. Decatur visiting Parkside, Kent Island travels to Easton, Del Mar at Seidner Rodney, and Del Castle takes on Appaquinimec. These snakes, they are popping up in Maryland. Why and what to look out for? According to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, copperheads are just one of 2 venomous snakes in Maryland, and you're seeing more of them this time of year. They can grow to be 3 feet long. They can be found in forest fields, swamps, and dry sandy ridges. They have shovel-shaped heads and chestnut-colored crossbands like the one you see on your screen now. The department urges you, watch where you're putting your hands and feet while camping and hiking. While their venom is rarely deadly, you are advised to call poison control if bitten.
McDonald's is bringing back its extra value meals menu. It relaunched that discount menu today. The meal deals will include some of McDonald's most popular items, including the Egg McMuffin, Big Mac, Chicken McNuggets, and Quarter Pounder. The company says the bundles offer savings of more than 15% compared to ordering items separately. The move comes after McDonald's did report a sharp drop in low-income customers.
Jury selection begins Monday in the federal trial of the man accused of attempting to kill President Trump last year prior to the election. 59-year-old Ryan Ruth has chosen to represent himself. Prosecutors say Ruth perched a rifle through the fence of a golf club in West Palm Beach, creating a, quote, sniper's nest near where Trump was golfing. Ruth faces 5 charges, including attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate.
The Supreme Court sided with President Trump, letting immigration officials continue patrolling Southern California. Lower courts said this violates the 4th Amendment. The High Court gave an explanation for its decision, and the 3 liberal justices dissented. The case involved masked and armed immigration customs enforcement agents questioning people who identify as Latino. Lower courts found ICE didn't have reasonable suspicion to justify the stops, but the Supreme Court disagreed. Here's a live look outside into Laurel. One more check on your forecast after this.
Coming up new on Coast TV News at 6, the Baltimore Avenue Improvement Project, when it'll be discussed, how it will affect Ocean City, that story and more.
In Milford right now, we have clear skies and 73 degrees. We'll drop by 10 degrees by 9 o'clock. Our day part forecast for tomorrow, we're going to start off in the 50s, end up in the mid 70s. Now, keep in mind that you can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Sponsored by the law offices Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We are expecting a chance of rain to develop on Wednesday, but we're still going to stay pretty cool till then.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.